We're live. All right. So just so you guys know, today, well, not today, yeah, today I have my hipster tie on and my hipster vest. Would you guys agree with that?
Is it a skinny tie?
It is a skinny tie and it's knit.
You're on trend.
Yes. And we have this new software we're playing with that will make sure that everybody gets to see more of us on Facebook. All right, so here it is, guys. Today, what I want to talk about, since I've had a lot of this, a lot of the buzzwords, what's some of the buzzwords? What would you say some of the buzzwords are right now in advertising, marketing, sales, and all that stuff? Let's do the buzzword challenge here. So what
Attribution.
are some? Attribution. Ding, 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 ding. Good buzzword. All right, what's another buzzword?
Engagement.
Engagement, yes. And today we're going to talk about advertising technologies. I mean, it's amazing the amount of money that we spend on advertising, but we don't have that full attribution, or we can't really measure the engagement the way we want to. So we're going to talk about beacons, and we'll explain what beacon is. But anyway, so that's what we're going to talk about. What's another buzzword? We got to have some more buzzwords. Come on.
Artificial intelligence.
What?
That's hot right now. Artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence, another buzzword.
Machine learning.
Machine learning, another buzzword. Virtual reality is it kind of died out. Maybe not a buzzword. What's any other buzzwords before we get into the beacon technology?
Buyer personas, individual targeting.
Yep, buyer personas. Okay, so there you go. There's the buzzwords. All right, so what I want to talk about is let's explain how everything is going to transition, probably in the near future, with, what would you call it, Samantha, Sam, Ashley, what would you call it?
With a beacon?
Yeah, with a beacon.
With mobile device tracking, with actual footfall tracking from digital engagement.
Oh, I like that. I like footfall. I like that word, using that word. Oh, we're going to measure your footfall. I mean, that sounds kind of...
It's the new buzzword.
It's a buzzword. And if it's not, we're going to make it one. All right, so there you go. Footfall traffic. All right, so Ashley, do you want to give us kind of the 50,000 foot of what we're talking about with beacon technology?
Yeah, so essentially what a beacon will do is it's a little device. It's probably, I don't know what size it is, but it's a little thing you can put at your physical location, and you're actually able to track who walks into your physical location, who has seen your ads online. So it can associate that person's physical location based on their mobile device. So when they have their phone in their pocket and they walk onto the lot, it'll automatically say this person saw a play or search ad, and now they're walking into your store.
So there you go. I know it's pretty cool because it's really small. I wish I had a couple on, I don't know where they're at, but anyway.
They're so small, we lost them all.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, they are really small, but they take like a little battery, a little watch battery. It's got a little glue thing on the back so you can stick it somewhere, and then it will track people, like you said, Ashley, that they clicked on your, let's say your Google search ad, came to your website, looked around your website, didn't submit a lead, did not call you on the phone, but physically came to your location, and it would say, cha-ching, that person clicked your ad, and now their feet fell on your showroom. There you go. Here it is.
And that's actually only one of the things a beacon can do. It can also actually send messages to individuals based on their location. So it can track the footfall, but then it can send them a message depending on how you program your beacon.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Have you ever experienced that? Like where you'd be in the mall at one of the, like walk past one of the clothing stores and then boom, boom, you get a message on your phone?
Yep.
Happens at Target all the time. If anyone else out there is an avid Target shopper, if you have the Target app on your phone and you walk into a store, it'll pop up and say, welcome to Glenville Target. That's what happens to me because I live in Glenville. But welcome to the Glenville Target. But if you're looking for clothes, they're in aisle whatever, it'll give you a map of the store and everything too, which is pretty cool.
So here's the question though. Do you have a Target app loaded on your phone or no?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So they're hitting you through that app. So you had to download that app for you to be able to get those messages.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've received it at Starbucks, on occasion, not all the time, but just on occasion, because I have the Starbucks app and then I get a message via Starbucks. So I've had it happen there. And I actually, which is weird, I had it happen at Price Chopper, of all places that I would not consider to be very tech in their marketing at all.
Wow.
And at Price Chopper had a message.
And contextually, that's our local grocery store. So
yes, exactly. Our local grocery store, but we won't go there. Anyway, so beacon technology, the beacon tracking, so you can send specific messages to an individual. Do they have to have an app to be able, for a marketer to be able to send messages to them?
They have to have some sort of notifications turned on that will allow somebody to track their physical location through their mobile device.
So Sam, you want to talk about that? Because just recently you guys were at the Google campus and they were talking a lot about that, how they were going to measure that. You want to go into a little more detail? Because I mean, it's really exciting. I get all excited about it thinking, oh man, beacon technology, it sounds cool. It's going to, offer these opportunities, but be able to really track. So you want to kind of go into details, because I know we're going to set up expectations here.
yeah, so Google recently released store visits in Google Analytics as well as in Google AdWords. So what that is their attempt to measure footfall, there's that word again, for your actual paid search campaign. So they can then show that attribution happened aside from a form fill, a chat, a message extension, or a website conversion. So what they'll be able to do is tell you how many people saw your ad and then physically came to your location. So they're trying to take that offline conversion and actually solidify it. So that's something they have in a beta program right now. And we're really excited about, but that's something that will be coming out. And they're actually really talking about it. When we were at Google Marketing Live, it was one of their, I think, most exciting announcements that they made. But we've heard from some of our clients that they're talking to them about that as well. So it's something you'll hear a lot more going into the end and beginning of 2019.
It's interesting though, which I'm really surprised by, but if, for example, like in India, India has been using this technology for their platform that's like our cars.com. That version of cars.com has been using this for about 3 or 4 years. So different advertisers that are on a specific website, like a cars.com, they're able to give the reporting and say, hey, this is how many people seen your blank on this website, and now they came in. And I think that's kind of amazing in the sense that, in the United States, we think that we're so tech and we have all this technology, but
we're usually really last to the game, in all honesty.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we really are in a lot of the technology. I mean, like the smartphones. I mean, the smartphones, the phones that we have now always seem to be a little more advanced in Europe than they are here. I mean,
well, and if you think a lot of the Asian markets too, I know you mentioned India, for example, but in a lot of Asian markets, Korea, some of those countries as well, they're actually the hub for all of the testing of the new technology in phones and things like that. I mean, it was probably 10 years ago we saw that people were checking out in a grocery store with their smartphones there. And now it's like a big deal that Seattle, I think it was, had that first Amazon store. So, 10 years later, we got that technology. So we're a day late and a dollar short more often than not.
Yeah, no, well, I remember when where was I? I was somewhere in Europe, but anyway, and I noticed that people would have their phone and they were like buying bottled water with their phone, going, and getting their water. And I mean, how often do we see that when we're flying, in the airports here, in the stores? We don't see that really. I mean, it's rare, so rare we see that. But anyway, all right. So beacon technology. What else do we want to share about it? Because I think it's pretty cool, and I'd like to have some beacons around here.
So I think that there's a couple cool things. I think from a user perspective, there's actually an app that you can download that will tell you when a beacon is near you. So you can pop that on your mobile phone and then maybe learn something about how retailers are using it to influence how you create marketing messages. I always think it's neat to kind of, as we would say, R&D, right?
Yep.
And see what other people are doing. And then I also think from a beacon standpoint, if you have a really large business, you can think about how you can use it at different points of your business. So if you were a dealership, you could have one beacon in sales, you could have one in service. That would be a really good idea. Or think about if you're going to a trade show, right? So many businesses go to trade shows and they try and get their message out there. They try and get people to their booth. What if you had a beacon at the trade show that then engaged your customers? That'd be a different way to use it as well.
Yeah, and I mean, you kind of think about dealerships. I mean, imagine having a big sign at the entrance of the dealership for the best, for an after-hour shopping experience, download our mobile app, and then, people can walk around and walk up to like a row of the Camrys, and then the beacon could beam that information about the Camrys. Like it can give you price information, price point. In fact, you could even start to negotiate the deal with that artificial intelligence. So there's my buzzword. So there you go. All right, cool. Anything else about beacons we want to talk about? I know we all have phone calls and stuff since it's Thursday afternoon.
I think if you haven't explored beacon technology, I definitely recommend you do it. It's something really cool, and you would be probably one of the first ones to start trying it. We've been talking about it for years now, but I think it's going to impact our measurement tools in the future. So you can jump on that bandwagon early. You get that data to start capturing and then doing something with as well. And we actually had a question come through, and it says, now that the ability to track foot traffic in store is rolling out, is this going to increase the market competition for online advertising? Are we going to see costs for PPC go up as more invest in this tech? What do you guys think?
Honestly, I'm going to be honest here, and I'm not being a negative Nelly, negative Nancy, or anything like that. I would caution a lot of business owners, don't get caught up in this. I mean, it's great. Yes, you always want to be pushing the envelope, but it amazes me how many times that I go to shop for something. Like today, I've been mystery shopping some different places, and they can't even answer the phone. They can't even answer my question. So we spend all of this money and all this time and all this effort in new technology, when if we would focus on the basics, we'd be able to sell a lot more instead of having to spend a lot more. Was that negative, Ashley?
No, it was realistic.
Okay.
I like that word. That's what popped in my head too. The other thing I would mention on that too is when we talked at Google Marketing Live to some of the Google team members and talking about how we could start utilizing the reporting and start including it in what we show our clients. One of the caveats that they mentioned that of course is not going to be in their sales pitch, but is how we need to think about it and why we need to think about how it affects what you just said, Paul, is that there's actually a feature that consumers have to turn on their cell phones that's not a default on setting. So it actually means that then they're giving permission for that piece of location setting to be tracked. And since it's not a default setting, they don't even know the % of consumers that have that automatically turned on or go in and opted on. So I actually think that it's really going to be a numbers game, and we're going to find that, maybe only 10% of people turn that location setting on, or maybe 50% of people turn that location setting on. But it's still going to create a guessing game a little bit in how much trackability we have versus how much we have to assume is happening outside of that trackable number.
Right. Well, you kind of think about that too, and I'm just being a realist today, okay? So Google's talking about this, and they're out and they're talking to, some of our clients about it too. But they a lot of times forget to mention that portion of it, that probably the vast majority of people don't have the thing, that feature turned on their phone. So is it really what they're doing? They're setting up for failure on this because, oh man, I'm doing all this pay-per-click advertising and I'm only getting 4 people to come in. That stuff doesn't work. So I think you have to be cautious whenever you're selling something. You need to make sure you set the right expectations. So I think that's, anyway, so point taken. All right. Ashley, any other final notes?
Yeah, kind of going off what you were saying, I almost think a little bit it's too little too late for beacon technology in most industries, because for automotive it makes sense because most people still go to the dealership to buy a car. But for a lot of other industries like retail, it's really all about that online buying experience, because we know less and less people are actually going into stores, and they're wanting to do more of their interactions online. So if I was in a business where my products could be sold online, I would focus more of my energy on creating the best online internet experience rather than trying to track who's coming into my store.
Good point. Yeah, exactly. And I think, that a retailer, they should get serious about their app. You create a great app where you make the experience really easy. And then with that app, it gives you so much more ability to track them, send notifications.
Like
Pardon?
Like Target.
Yeah, like Target, exactly. I mean, so Target knows so much about you because you downloaded that app, and they can see everything that you're doing. And then when they have something going on, they can notify you, especially they have something going on that's specific to you that you have interest in. They can notify you, you find it of value. And I mean, you think about the top retailers out there, a Target, one of the top retailers, they have an app. eBay, I'm going to call them a retailer, really. They have an app. Amazon, definitely a unique retailer. They have an app. And I mean, and that even goes into other industries like Airbnb. I mean, Airbnb has more hotel rooms than any other hotel chain in the world. And of course, they don't have to pay for the cleaners. But again, it's an app. Uber, it's an app. And that's the way businesses really need to be thinking, in my opinion, is how do we create an app that someone's going to find useful and helpful? The hard part is if your sales cycle is every 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, why would I want to download an app unless that app has some really good stuff in it that's going to help me? And it can't be really good stuff like your app has a flashlight in it. So
there's a reason when they show you reporting on your app, they show you how many downloads there were, not how many deletes there were.
Yeah, it's true. So so there you go. All right, so I think we covered a lot, and so with that note, I'm gonna go back to work now. So thanks, guys. And for those of you watching, if you need help with your Google pay-per-click and search, well, you know how to reach out to. Just reach out to Ashley right there on the screen, right there, or Samantha right there, or me. So, or display marketing or Beacon Technology. We'd be happy to talk to you about it. All right. Have an awesome day and a great holiday. What holiday is it coming up, guys?
Labor Day.
I was going to see if you knew that. Okay, good. Talk to you. Bye.